Over the last couple years of full-time RVing, we have stayed at some incredible boondocking spots in southern Nevada. And some not so ideal ones. So today we're going to rank them all. We're going to go through 7 different boondocking locations that we have stayed at, and we're going to rank them on accessibility, availability, weather, noise, cleanliness, beauty, and location. At the very end of the video, we're going to let you know what spot is our absolute favorite.
Now let's get started.
Before we get into it, let's go ahead and go over what each of these categories really mean. Accessibility is going to be how easy it is to get in and out, especially for big rigs like we are. Availability is how easy it is to find a spot, how many there are. Location covers what is nearby, services, activities, amenities. Beauty is pretty self-explanatory.
That's beautiful, man.
Cleanliness is about how well maintained the site is and whether it's trashy or not. Noise is going to factor in things like road noise or generators or maybe OHV noise. And finally, weather is going to cover how comfortable it was for our stay there. Kicking off our list at number 7 is Gene Roach Dry Lake Dispersed Camping. This spot is right off I-15 just to the south of Las Vegas. And let's just say it's not exactly a hidden gem. Gene isn't exactly somewhere we would choose for a longer stay again. The accessibility is decent, but finding a good level spot isn't always easy, and it's just a lot of open desert with not much to look at. And my God, is it windy. When we left, everything was covered in dust. On the plus side, you're close to Vegas if that's what you're looking for. But between the highway noise and the occasional trash and the lack of anything to do in the immediate area, it's just not one we'd rush back to. Next up, we have Poverty Flats in Overton. This is a popular boondocking spot with a ton of space and some pretty cool views, but it comes with some downsides. The good thing about Poverty Flats is the accessibility. It is literally right off the road. The downside? It is literally right off the road. It can be incredibly crowded and services are limited. You're not far from Valley of Fire State Park or Lake Mead, which is a huge plus, but the town of Overton itself doesn't have much to offer. If you're looking for wide open spaces and availability, it's a solid choice, but just don't expect much in the way of amenities. At number 5, we've got Bombo's Pond in Beatty, about an hour and a half north of Las Vegas. We were really excited to stay here, but the isolation and the weather made it a tough stay for us. It's a free camping spot just to the south of Beatty, and we did get to see wild burros wandering around, which was pretty fun. But overall, it was really windy, pretty cold, and there's just not much to do here. The best thing about this spot is that it's close to Death Valley. So if you're looking for a free place to base camp while exploring the park, this one might work. But for us, the lack of amenities, the weather, and the overall vibe just didn't make it a favorite for us. Okay, so this is where we start getting into the really good spots. Next up, we have Stewart's Point at Lake Mead Recreation Area, which is about an hour on the east side of Las Vegas. This place is a stunner. It's right on the lake, which makes it feel like a little bit of a desert oasis, and it's one of the cleaner sites that we've stayed at. This spot had some of the best views we've had while boondocking. Where are you going, Fred?
I'm actually really curious. So I don't want to get kicked by a donkey.
No, not so much.
He's coming over here.
Is he? There are 2 major downsides. One is accessibility. The road in is long and rough, and if you have a bigger rig like us, you'll need to be extra careful. The second thing, wind. It was so windy while we were there. This spot also will always have a special place in our heart, as it was the very first place that we ever boondocked while RVing. At number 3, we have Pahranagat National Wildlife Refuge, which came as a total surprise. About an hour north of Las Vegas, Pahranagat is right on the water, which is super rare for southern Nevada. It was beautiful, peaceful, and just a really nice spot to relax. But it is small. There are only a few designated camping spots, and it fills up really fast. If you can get a spot, it's an amazing place to camp. Just be prepared for first come, first serve, and very limited availability, especially for big rigs. Our second favorite boondocking spot in southern Nevada is Wheeler Pass in Pahrump, Nevada, about an hour on the west side of Vegas. This one has a great balance of accessibility, scenery, and peace and quiet. It's not too far from the town of Pahrump, so you're not completely cut off, but you still feel like you're out in nature. The views here are amazing, and the weather is really comfortable compared to some of our other stops. Depending on where you're parked off Wheeler Basin, it can be hit or miss. The lower parts of Wheeler Basin Road can be a little bit trashy and might not be the best place to hang out. We recommend going to the upper part of Wheeler Basin Road, where you have better views and it's a lot cleaner and less crowded. This is definitely a solid choice if you're in the area. We've got a gorgeous view of the mountains back there, Joshua Tree right in our backyard, and then a gorgeous view of the city of Pahrump and some more mountains here on our front. And finally, our top pick. Hands down, this is Valley of Fire West Dispersed Camping. Located 45 minutes to the northeast of Las Vegas, this one blew everything else out of the water. We have stayed here on 2 different occasions, and honestly, it's hard to beat. The landscape is unreal, the camping areas are pretty clean, and the accessibility to both Vegas and Valley of Fire State Park is perfect. Between the hiking, the rock formations, and the overall atmosphere, this one is hands down our favorite. If you're RVing through southern Nevada, this is a must-stay spot for boondocking. So that's our ranking. We have had some great experiences and also some not so great ones. But overall, southern Nevada has some pretty amazing boondocking spots. If you've stayed at any of these, let us know what you think, or if you have a favorite that we might have missed. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more of our RV adventures. Cheers!